What is up, YouTube? It's your boy CJ in the cut here. I am back with another video on this brand new fresh channel, CJ in the cut here. Nothing has changed besides me just being more and more consistent here, just uploading videos on an everyday basis as much as I can. The videos is going to somewhat be delayed, so I kind of recorded videos on the day of when this event took place. So you would kind of see it a little bit late. And I do apologize to that. I got my guy, that boy hustling. So, shout out to my dog Eddie. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys go ahead and like, subscribe, hit them push notifications, and stay tuned for more content coming away. But anyways, this video just popped up on my YouTube recently, so I was kind of curious to see, if I knew other basketball players who messed around with their either teammates or other NBA players. I know the Derek Fisher and Matt Barnes situation. That's the only one that I know. I know the Delonte West and the try to mess with like LeBron's mom, some shit like that. So anyways, got NBA players that slept with their teammates' wives. This is a kind of a weird video to react to, but I mean, I don't got nothing else better to do, man. So let's check it out.
Fans may like to think teammates aren't always the best of friends. However, respect within a team is crucial, and there are certain lines that should never be crossed. At the top of that list, staying away from a team.
Damn, bro. Damn. Off of two things, man. I really had faith in this duo right here with CP3 and James Harden. I'm not gonna lie. That's one, but damn, I really miss this era right here. This is when I really love LeBron, bro. Because this was the first time like I actually started watching NBA and everything. But for sure, this was definitely the best era to ever grow up and witness. The Miami Heat era, that Chicago Bulls era, the Celtics era, the Kobe and Pau Gasol, when Melo was back in New York, Lob City Clippers, San Antonio Spurs. Like that was really when NBA was actually even. And All-Star Game was good. You have people entering the three-point contest that we know that are shooters, not just people who could shoot a three-pointer. We have people entering the dunk contest that they're known for dunking, and not just people that just do dunks. Yeah. NBA was really good before Disney stepped in. I'm not letting that shit go, bro. Disney is just really fucking a lot of shit up.
Lines that should never be crossed. At the top of that list, staying away from a teammate's spouse. Yet there are many athletes who cross that line. Here are NBA players who allegedly have an affair with their teammates' wives. Shaquille O'Neal, one of the most infamous cases.
Oh my God, why did I already have the feeling it was gonna be Shaq, bro?
Involves Shaquille O'Neal, who was known for his charm on the court and his serial cheater reputation off of it. In 2010, Shaq's wife, Shawnee, accused him of having an affair with Laura Govan, who was engaged to NBA player Gilbert Arenas and mother to his children.
That's why they're beefing. Oh, that's why they're beefing. Oh, damn, Gil. That's why they're beefing. Okay, bro, every day I watch Gilbert Arenas' podcast, Gil's Arena. Shout out to Gilbert Arenas anyway, man. But nah, Gilbert Arenas is one funny ass dude. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
As teammates, NBA players often share a sense of camaraderie and bro code that generally discourages getting involved with other people's wives. However, that unspoken code was broken in 2011 when Shaq's alleged affair with Laura came to light. Laura and Gilbert had been together since 2002 and shared a life for over a decade. The scandal came to light after explicit emails between Shaq and Laura surfaced. Laura attempted to dismiss the emails as fake and vehemently denied having an intimate relationship with Shaq as his feet were too big and disturbing. But her claims didn't get much much traction, especially with Shawnee, who quickly took action. Not long after these rumors began making headlines, Shawnee filed for divorce. Apart from the impacts this affair had on Shaq and Shawnee's relationship, Arenas, too, faced horrible instances. One instance was when fans used the highly disturbing news to distract him from scoring.
I'm at the free throw line. Right? He said, oh, good ones, right? And all I heard was, Shaq. That wasn't the bad part. The bad part, there was two kids behind the bench doing this. Yo, I damn near, like, it was like, yo, what?
Nah, man. Nah, that's wild. That's wild, man. Bro, Gil's funny, bro. Oh my god, I would love to spend a day with Gilbert Arenas, dude. Like, if I was in the NBA back then, bro, Gilbert Arenas would definitely be one of the dudes that I'd, just spend a full day in. Like, to just get in a really good laugh, it would definitely be Gilbert Arenas as one of those players. But honestly, dude, like, damn, man, that shit sucks. Thank goodness that all of this shit happened before social media was even a thing, bro. Because if they were playing in today's era right now, bro, then these boys would have been cooked. Shaq wouldn't really be a positive influence if social media was around back then.
The couple called off their engagement, putting an end to their 12-year on and off relationship. Going back to Shaq, his history with relationships has been colorful, to say the least. So the affair with Laura, while shocking, didn't come as a complete surprise to fans who knew about his reputation. It only added to his already controversial romantic history. Throughout his career, Shaq was open about his struggles with fidelity. He once reflected on this behavior in his memoir, Shaq Uncut, My Story. In the book, he discussed his inability to resist temptation, attributing it to constant attention from women during his prime. The memoir also touches on his divorce from Shawnee. He admitted that while he did stray from the marriage, he never did it disrespectfully. Meanwhile, Shawnee, in her memoir, Undefeated, revealed that she had a heart-to-heart conversation with the basketballer about their separation a few years after.
To be fair, off of Shaq's point of view, you're only popular and your story is only going bigger because on who you're with and that last name. But honestly, you just gotta know that if you're messing with an NBA player and they're traveling around those 48, maybe 47 states, they're definitely gonna be, doing a little 1-2 thing, with other women across those states, man. Y'all just making it worse on y'all selves, man. Somebody got involved into a cheating scandal too, but they ended up staying. And she knows the type of man the dude was and everything like that, and she don't get bashed for being cheated on. She gets glorified for staying. That's all I'm saying.
After it, where he admitted that cheating for him is an ego boost. She writes that every fling was a conquest for him.
And she's getting more clout on the fact that she left Shaq too.
Paul George. In 2014, the Indiana Pacers faced a shocking defeat in Game 1 of their Eastern Conference semifinal playoff series against the Washington Wizards. The Pacers, which had been a dominant force from the start of the season, suddenly looked like a team in a free fall.
This was when Paul George was really nice
to two
back
superstars in the team caught in an infidelity controversy. A report by a page called Baller Alert that year alleged that a follower informed them about an alleged affair going on between all-star wingman Paul George and center Roy Hibbert's wife. The report claimed that George was was caught sleeping with Hibbert's wife, creating a rift in the locker room. The controversy reportedly affected Hibbert's performance, with many pointing to his struggle on the court that postseason as the worst stretch of his career. Allegedly, Paul and Hibbert's wife had been exchanging messages on Instagram for some time before they ended up getting intimate. Hibbert found out about the affair when his wife, overcome with guilt, confessed the affair to him. The fallout was especially painful, as Paul and Hibbert were reportedly close friends, but the fallout of the infidelity didn't end with the two players and their match with the Wizards. It was also said to have contributed to an altercation between two other Pacers, Lance Stevenson and Eva Turner, during the team's first-round series against the Atlanta
Evan Turner?
Hawks in 2014. During a practice, Lance, who had been shouldering a lot of blame for the team's struggles, reportedly lost his patience and called out Roy Hibbert in front of everyone. This remark angered Evan, who confronted Lance for airing such a sensitive issue in front of the team, leading to a physical altercation between the two.
And we kind of like a little tussling a little bit, and I think I kind of like slapped something.
Bro, you ever have that one comparison, like if, like, let's say, like, you ever been told that you got compared to an athlete? You know, when people look at me, they gave me a lot of comparisons. They told me I look like NLE Chopper. They said I look like, damn, what was this football player's name, bro? I'm not a football guy, so I can't remember. I played on the Ravens. Damn, dude. I forgot. But the most shit that I ever heard in my life, bro, a lot of people said I look like Evan Turner. And I'm looking at this dude right now, and I'm like, bro, there's no fucking way, bro.
Again, so when I turn around,
like I don't see it. I don't see it. Like the eyes, the nose, the ears. I'm still trying to figure out this football's name. Michael Thomas. That's who. Michael Thomas. A lot of people said that I look like him, but I've gotten a lot of shit of people saying that I look like Evan Turner.
he's like, "Don't do that no more." So like when he put
I
his
really
on
don't
my
see
face,
it.
swipe, we grab each other's throat, scratch, man. I got like duper scratch, not like little scratch, like duper scratch.
This is not the first time Paul is rumored to be involved in this kind of issue. Months before the incident involving Hibbert's partner.
Yo, Paul George is up there for being with Paul George is up there for, you know, NBA player with the most baddest chicks. I mean, I saw his recent post and I'm like, God damn.
Paul was reportedly caught in two other
lie.
scandals. One story alleged that he impregnated a Miami stripper while he was dating Callie Rivers, the daughter of NBA coach Doc Rivers. While sleeping with a teammate's wife is bad enough, getting involved with your coach's girl crosses a whole new line. Andrew Bynum.
And he was your
That's
coach
what happened in 2014 when Andrew Bynum was reportedly caught having an affair with Christina Anderson, the fiancée of Jamal Mosley, his assistant coach at the time. Before then, the Cleveland Cavaliers announced that Andrew had been suspended for conduct detrimental to the team, barring him from participating in any team-related basketball activities. The statement left fans and media speculating, as no official...
You smashed your assistant coach's wife? What the fuck am I hearing right now, bro?
Official details were provided. After his suspension ended, he was given paid leave by the Cavs with the statement that the team had been frustrated by Bynum's play this season, and he has now been excused from basketball duty. Shortly after, however, the cheating rumor surfaced. The information was provided by an anonymous source
he will
who claimed
forever
to be the wife of a Cavalier player
the
and
biggest
was able
bust
to
of
confirm
all
the
time,
details
bro.
of Mosley's wife and Andrew's affair. The report suggests that
I would honestly never know because I never watched
Jamal Mosley's
basketball
wife
during
has stayed
that time.
silent on matters, which neither proves or disproves her guilt. Andrew didn't leave much of an impact in Cleveland, playing in only 24 games, averaging 8.4 PPG and 5.3 RPG, but this incident left much more of a mark. Of course, the Cavaliers tried to squash the rumor, releasing a team statement saying, "Please be advised that the report on your website involving Cavaliers center Andrew Bynum, Cavaliers assistant coach Jamal Mosley, and his fiancée is entirely not true." It's no surprise that the Cavs would deny it, even if it was true. If you were running a team, would you want a story like that leaking out? Even some of the biggest stars like Tony Parker were not immune to scandal. Tony Parker. Just 2 weeks after
Tony
Tony Parker signed
Parker?
a $50 million contract extension in 2010, his wife, Eva Longoria, filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. The move surprised many, as the couple had been married for only 3 years and seemed like a match made in heaven. But that's not the whole story. Just days after Eva Longoria filed for divorce, reports surfaced that the reason behind her
She really went on a talk show after divorcing an NBA player. Would she still even be on the talk show if she never messed with an NBA player? Just saying. Not trying to lead anything, but you know.
Her decision was Tony Parker's alleged affair with the wife of his former San Antonio Spurs teammate, Brent Barry. Longoria revealed in an interview with Extra's Mario Lopez that she had uncovered hundreds of intimate text messages exchanged between Parker and Barry's wife, Erin. In late November 2010, Erin Barry took to her Facebook page to publicly deny any involvement with Tony Parker. She was adamant in clearing her name, stating, "I did not have an affair with Tony Parker, nor did I pursue Tony Parker." But the milk was split already, as she also filed for divorce from her husband, Brent. When the news broke, NBA Hall of Famer Rick Barry, Brent Barry's father, expressed deep disappointment. "I feel horrible for my son," Rick said in a statement to TMZ. "I'm in shock. I knew Erin was moving out of the house soon, and she was the one who filed for divorce. This is the straw that broke the camel's back." Brent is one of Rick's 5 basketball-playing sons, and arguably the most successful one. He was a member of the San Antonio
You have
Spurs
5
championship
sons
teams
that
in
all play
2005
basketball?
and 2007. Unfortunately, it was during this period he formed
And
a close
only one
friendship
made it
with
out the
Tony.
mud.
Brent and Erin were married for 12 years with 2 sons before the divorce. While the exact
So you
Tony,
initiated
Brent and
the
Erin were
divorce and broke the family apart. I just really want to know, like, what really goes through a female's mind to just say, hey, he cheated on me. There's no way that I could work this out with him. Let me go ahead and divorce him. I'll take his money. I don't really care about what my kids think. They'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll probably get bigger on divorcing him. But instead, like, you know, you're creating a bigger problem by divorcing him rather than just accepting the fact that he just slept with another woman and just dealing with the consequences. They're, like, could have just voided that shit out. But you made it bigger by leaving the man and, you know, I'm going to leave it there.
Married for 12 years.
I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave
While
it
the
there.
exact reason for the divorce is unclear, many reports point to the exchanges between her and Tony as a contributing factor.
I never knew Tony Parker
in January
got
2011, the divorces of the Barrys and Parkers were finalized.
Damn, that's
months
crazy,
after
man.
The scandal broke. While the rumors between Tony Parker and Erin Barry were never officially confirmed, many close to the situation suggested that there was truth to the allegations. As Rick Barry, Brent's father, had stated, the affair, or at least the revelations about it, was likely the final straw in what had already been a strained marriage. It's certainly off limits to have a relationship with the wife or girlfriend of a teammate, but there's also a blurry line when it comes to the ex of a teammate, Derek Fisher. That was the situation
I knew this
with
one
Derek
already.
Fisher and Matt Barnes, who played together with the Los Angeles Lakers for a couple of seasons. During that time, Barnes was married to Gloria Govin. While their marriage was far from perfect, with their relationship experiencing ups and downs, they had a pair of twins together, which kept them somewhat together despite their troubles. A few years after Derek and Matt were teammates, and after Barnes and Gloria Govin divorced, the 2 former teammates found themselves in a physical altercation at Gloria's house, no less. The tension between the 2 had been brewing for some time, as Barnes was upset that Fisher and Gloria had started seeing each other. Although the relationship between Fisher and Gloria began after their separation, Barnes felt betrayed by the situation, leading to the infamous confrontation. Things took a turn for the worse when Barnes caught wind of the romance, and he allegedly drove to Gloria's house, which was 15 minutes away, and jumped the fence to confront Fisher. What followed was a confrontation that led to a physical altercation between the 2 former teammates.
So I hit him, he falls into the sliding glass door.
Okay, so you actually punch him in the face?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you connect?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And hit him and knock him into the sliding glass door. And then I'm jumped on by like 3 or 4 dudes.
They went through all of that. And Derek Fisher is coaching Matt Barnes' kids right now? Awkward!
Screaming.
The incident became widely publicized, with Fisher and Barnes facing media scrutiny. Despite the drama, Fisher and Govan eventually took their relationship to the next level and married in 2021, years after the dust had settled. After the ugly brawl, Gloria and Fisher became involved in a custody battle over their twin sons. In the end, Barnes was granted full custody of their children, and Gloria was required to complete 26 anger management sessions and 10 parenting classes. More than 8 years after their
Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
infamous physical altercation, Matt Barnes and Derek Fisher have managed to rebuild an amicable relationship. Barnes was even happy for the couple. His primary concern has always been the well-being of his twin sons, and he claimed he went to Gloria's house to check on the kids because they seemed uncomfortable. The next incident involved two LA Lakers players' rivalry getting in the way of the team's victory. Shannon Brown. Pau Gasol and Shannon Brown shared not just the Lakers locker room, but also two NBA championships, achieving back-to-back victories that should have cemented a lifelong positive bond. Yet, during the same period, Gasol ended his engagement with his Spanish fiancée, Sylvia Lopez Castro, and rumors began to swirl that the breakup may have been partly due to one of his teammates. It was later uncovered that Brown had an affair with Sylvia.
God damn, that boy looked like a rapper. Hey, real hoopers, I know for a fact. Don't call me stupid on this one, but I know for a fact we have never called him Pau Gasol. We have always been saying Paul Gasol. I know it's not me, bro. We have always been calling him Paul Gasol, but his name is Pau Gasol. P-A-U.
With his Spanish fiancée, Sylvia Lopez
Castro. I don't give a shit. I'm going to say Paul Gasol,
man. May have been partly due to one of his teammates. It was later uncovered that Brown had an affair with Sylvia during the 2010 to 2011 season. Not so coincidentally, Gasol had poor numbers during the playoffs that season, leading to Lakers' failure to secure a third consecutive championship. At the end of the season, the Lakers declined to pick up Brown's contract, opting not to bring him back amid the controversy. Oddly enough, this affair reportedly occurred early in Brown's relationship with R&B singer Monica. Brown and Monica eventually married, but divorced in 2019. Meanwhile, before the cheating news escalated, Brown tried to nip the drama in the bud. Okay, let me put an end to this right now before it goes any further. I did not sleep with a Pau Gasol woman. First and last time addressing it, he wrote on X. But he wasn't able to quiet it down. Their fellow player, Andrew Bynum, was one of those who added fuel to the fire. When asked about the team's struggles during Game 2, he openly shared, "Obviously, we have trust issues, and unless we come out and discuss them, nothing is going to change. It's quite obvious to anybody watching the game." When asked if these trust issues were related to the court or the locker room, the 7-footer replied, "It's basketball, so it would be both." But this wasn't the first time that Gasol would be involved in a situation involving infidelity. During the 2011 NBA playoff session, speculation arose that Kobe Bryant's then-wife, Vanessa Bryant, interfered in Gasol's personal life. Allegedly, she had advised Sylvia to end her relationship with Gasol due to his infidelity. Meanwhile, Pau Gasol can hopefully laugh about it all now, considering that the European basketball legend has since built a family with Catherine McDonald, whom he married in 2019. While Brown's affair with Gasol's fiancée disrupted the Lakers' locker room.
Boy, Pau Gasol got a baddie. Damn. Okay.
Married in 2019. While Brown's affair with Gasol's fiancée disrupted the Lakers' locker room, it wasn't the only instance of teammate betrayal in the NBA. In fact, a scandal involving two former Phoenix Suns players took things even further, crossing a line that some would consider unimaginable. Leandro Barbosa and Jason Richardson. In 2013, former Phoenix Suns players Leandro Barbosa and Jason Richardson were rumored to be involved with the wife of their teammate, Steve Nash. It all began when Alejandra Amorales,
I forgot about this one. Yeah, Steve Nash was involved in a cheating scandal too. Ooh. Yo, this is really crazy, bro. Like, dog, like, I find it crazy on how, like, your personal life gets so invested in your job, and it really fucks you up mentally, man. Like, I feel bad for majority of these basketball players, man.
And the baby was of African American descent. This led to the controversy.
Right, yeah. Nash was like, "What the hell is this? This is not my child."
Who had been seen spending time with Steve in March of that year was named the potential father. Later, the focus shifted to Jason, a former teammate of Nash in the Phoenix Spurs. The two players were teammates in Phoenix for 2 years, but their partnership fell apart in one of the worst possible ways. This controversy surrounding the birth of the baby also led to the separation of Steve and Alejandra that same day. While the news was never confirmed, it's
Yo,
interesting
that
that
is
the
really
Phoenix Suns
sad, man.
traded
That's
Jason
really
to the
embarrassing
Orlando
at the end of
Magic
the day,
shortly
bro.
after they came to light. Amidst the rumors, Alejandra spoke
You
out to
gotta.
defend both her children and her family's integrity. She
You should have
emphasized that
told her to
Mateo,
hit the
the
streets,
controversial baby,
man.
was a planned addition to their family, and both she and Steve were excited to welcome him
Like,
into
you're
their
German
lives.
too.
Alejandra made it
I
clear
don't
that
know how you
Steve had
say
been a
that shit in
committed and
German,
loving
man. But
father to all three of their children, and
let
that their
her know.
separation was in no way related to the children or Mateo's paternity. She expressed a strong desire to protect her children's well-being and to correct the misinformation circulating about her family. A few years after their divorce, Steve married Leila Frederick. If it's an unwritten rule that teammates shouldn't mess around with one another's wives or girlfriends, it's beyond unwritten that the same principles apply to family members, especially a fellow teammate's mother, Delonte West. Apparently, no one told
Yep.
Delonte West. In 2010, there were rumors that LeBron James's former teammate, Delonte West, had an affair with the Lakers legend's mother, Gloria James. Back then, both LeBron and Delonte were playing with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Before then, the Cavs' shocking elimination from the 2010 playoffs first sparked a whirlwind of speculation. Throughout the playoffs, LeBron didn't look like himself. For the first 3 games of the season, he shot .541 from the field, and for the last 3, just .340. As a result, the Cavs lost their last chance to win a title before LeBron went to Miami. Clearly, there must be an explanation. A lot of explanations, such as his injured elbow, the fact that their opponent, the Boston Celtics, was a better team or just having an off night, were initially floated, but they were soon discarded when a more sexy reason surfaced. Allegedly, Delonte has been hooking up with Gloria James for some time, and LeBron found out during Game 4 of their match against Boston, destroying the chemistry of the teammate. This news circulated like crazy among NBA fans, but in 2012, West finally dispelled such a rumor. It's AF-ected me. Everywhere I go. First question.
Hey, what happened? I'm like, we're seeing Delonte West with a woman and a kid right now. Where's that kid right now? This, I mean, Delonte West looks like, he was still playing in that time, but, that kid has to be in his teenage right now. He has to be. Like, I don't know, did someone tell him already? But Delonte West, man, like, I don't know. At this point, it really doesn't look like no chances of recovery, man. Because Mark Cuban even tried to help him out, and he went through it and then relapsed. Went through it again, relapsed again, and then he escaped. Then he left, and he's cracked out of his mind right now. Got arrested recently too. It's really sad to see people that got it out of the mud and then dug deeper than hell right where they're at right now. That's really
Don't
sad.
tell me you did that, he said. West continued. Number one,
See, and
something
look
like
at
that
him.
never happened.
That's
I don't
not
know
him
where
right
they got
now,
that
bro.
from.
He
A
is
decade
he
after
is
the
worse.
incident, precisely August 2023, a video of Delonte addressing the allegations went viral. In the video, Delonte was heard saying,
I ain't never had with nobody mother.
His friend who was capturing the video repeated,
Say, man, he never too. I ain't never had a with nobody mother. I might slept.
God damn, he looks like a fucking unk right now. I'm not trying to laugh. I'm sorry, bro. The hat is throwing me off. Yeah, Delonte looks a lot worse now, man.
That with my son mother. That's about it.
Interestingly, LeBron has never publicly addressed the rumor, and former NBA player John Sally agreed with LeBron that talking about it could have made the situation nasty. However, many fans believe this controversy likely marked the beginning of the end of LeBron's time in Cleveland during his first stint. Next on the list is Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen's love triangle with Madonna. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
With
During the
Madonna,
height of the Chicago Bulls' dominance, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen were known not only as one of the most formidable duos in NBA history, but also for their high-profile off-court lives. News has it that both Jordan and Pippen were romantically involved with pop icon Madonna at different points, which allegedly created a silent rivalry between the two. Madonna, famously known as the Queen of Reinvention, held a preference for Scottie Pippen over Michael Jordan during the height of the Chicago Bulls' success. When the team played in Los Angeles, she would reportedly send her limousine specifically for Pippen. These actions stirred.
I have no idea what Madonna does. I know that she's famous, and that is it. I don't know for what. Is she a singer? Is she an actress? I really don't know.
Bulls assistant coach, Michael was reportedly envious of Pippen due to rumors about Pippen's big jump. That killed Michael. You should have seen the girls Pippen had waiting for him everywhere he went, Box said. But Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen were not the only Chicago Bulls legends linked to Madonna during their careers. Dennis Rodman, known for his unpredictable and flamboyant behavior, was also linked
I had
to
a
the pop
feeling
icon
Dennis
during the
Rodman was in
1990s.
this.
During their relationship, though deemed casual, Rodman had to halt a casino game because Madonna wanted to have sex. In a 2019 appearance on The Breakfast Club, Dennis Rodman opened up about his brief but memorable fling with Madonna. He shared a story about a time when Madonna expressed a strong desire to have a baby with him. Rodman was in the middle of a casino game in Las Vegas when Madonna called, urging him to come to her right away. She even arranged his travel, flying him to New York so they could be together.
So I said, hold the dice, get the calls. And she said, Dennis, you know what? I'm ovulating. I said, what? You're ovulating. I said, what is that? I'm trying to put it right. No, ovulating. I said, oh, okay, great. So I'll be there in 5 hours. She sent a plane for me, G5. I went to the airport, came here, flew here, went over that thing over to her house, did my thing, went back on the plane, got back, held the table, started playing dice again.
But while Pippen and Jordan's rumored feud stayed...
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I would really love to live in the 90s era, bro. The fact that NBA players got away with that type of bullshit. Bro, I wish some hoe flew me out from, with a G5. What the fuck, bro? Just to smash? That is fucking crazy,
mostly
dog.
behind the scenes. Other NBA players weren't as discreet in handling relationship drama. D'Angelo Russell. 8 years ago,
D-Lo.
Nick Young found himself at the center of a major controversy when a video of him admitting to cheating on his fiancée, Iggy Azalea, went viral.
The youngest.
On your doctor?
Right now?
Yeah. Phone call will go down this Sunday on
How old was you?
Kardashians at 9 right here on
This
E!
summer?
I hated being told
How?
what was
What you like?
Everyone would make fun of me.
You was 30, she was 19?
Those legs for days have now
Hell
walked dozens of
no.
runways. And in just a few years,
Stop
Kylie
lying.
Jenner has caught the attention
She lied.
of big name.
The twist, it was his then teammate, D'Angelo Russell, who secretly recorded the confession during a private conversation. The leaked footage led to intense backlash
I
as
don't know.
Azalea
I don't
ended
know
her
what that
relationship
is.
with Young, and both Young and Russell eventually moved on from the Los Angeles Lakers. Recently, Young opened up about his perspective on the incident. In a conversation with NBA legend Dwight Howard, Nick Young recounted his shock over D'Angelo Russell's actions. It was a tough one. I've seen it the way everybody else seen it, Young admitted. Reflecting on his mindset at the time, he added, he was just asking me questions, about my relationship and all kinds of stuff, and I was, answering them as a vet. I was a vet. He was my rookie. I thought he was just picking my brain or something. At the time, Young had 8 years of NBA experience compared to Russell, who was just beginning his career with the Lakers. Young assumed it was a mentor-mentee moment, only to be blindsided weeks later when clips started surfacing on ESPN. D'Angelo Russell later clarified that the video was never meant to be shared publicly. We joked around, played around all the time, said crazy things, and this just got in the wrong hands, he explained. It wasn't a prank. It wasn't something for everyone else to see. It was for my eyes, his eyes only. That was it. After the leaked video incident, D'Angelo Russell faced intense backlash, not only from fans, but also from his teammates. Although Russell maintained that he didn't know how the video got out, the damage was already done. His teammates, feeling betrayed, began to isolate him and even avoided passing him the ball during games. However, Russell wasn't the only one to get caught up in romantic controversies with fellow player partners. Karl Malone. In 2004, Kobe Bryant confronted...
I know this story already. For the ones that don't know, this is gonna be a weird topic.
Karl Malone after allegations surfaced that the legendary power forward made inappropriate remarks toward Kobe's wife, Vanessa. In the incident that happened during a Lakers game against the Bucks, Vanessa was in contact with Malone's wife, Kay, and invited Malone's child to sit with her. When Malone brought the child over, dressed in a cowboy hat and boots, Vanessa reportedly joked, "Hey cowboy, what are you hunting?" To which Malone allegedly replied, "I'm hunting for little Mexican girls." After the game, Vanessa informed Bryant of Malone's alleged comments and behavior, which she found inappropriate. A troubled Bryant confronted Malone directly over the phone, expressing his anger. Bryant later mentioned he would have preferred to keep the matter private, but felt compelled to defend his wife after the story was leaked by the media. After the initial confrontation, Bryant reportedly followed up with a call to Malone's home, during which Malone's wife Kay was on speakerphone and allegedly overheard Bryant's comments. But Malone's agent, Dwight Manley, said that Malone had denied any romantic intentions toward Vanessa, claiming he never made a pass at her and was shocked by the accusations. He did acknowledge making comments that Vanessa found offensive and apologized to both her and Bryant that same night. Bryant, however, maintained that he issued no threats but was simply defending his wife. Despite Malone's apology, Bryant told him to stay away from Vanessa. This scandal eventually led Malone to sever his ties with the Lakers. But while Malone's actions may have soured his relationship with Bryant, other NBA teammates found themselves at odds.
Did Malone retire after that Lakers era? I don't know. I just know he spent his career in Utah and then went to the Lakers trying to get a piece of that ring. They lost to Detroit, and it happened.
Over competing for the same woman, Jimmy Jackson. In the
Who?
mid-1990s, the feud between Jason Kidd and Jimmy Jackson, part of the Three J's trio with Jamal Mashburn, became infamous during their time with the Dallas Mavericks. While their on-court chemistry was strained by Kidd accusing Jackson of selfish play, it was off-court drama that really escalated things. The story goes that singer Toni Braxton stopped by the Mavs hotel in Atlanta to pick up her date in the evening, Kidd, but left with Jackson instead. Kidd, who had been dating the popular singer, reportedly saw their relationship complicated by Jackson's involvement. This led Kidd to demand a trade, eventually moving to the Phoenix Suns, and Jackson followed suit a few months later. Braxton played coy when asked about the situation, fueling speculation and adding to the tension. Her cryptic comment, "I've at least..."
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, Jason Kidd, I'm still trying to figure out Jason Kidd, man, because he is one of these guys that you don't know. Is he black or white? I'm really just trying to define which side is he playing most of, because
Kidd, but left with Jackson instead.
the baldness is kind of throwing me off.
Singer, reportedly saw their relationship complicated by Jackson's involvement. This led Kidd to demand a
But
trade.
like to me, Jason Kidd is white,
and
bro.
Jackson followed suit a few months later.
But a lot of people saying that he's black. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm just
her cryptic comment.
kind
"I've
of
at least heard
curious.
of them,
Fuck
but
it.
as far as dating, whether it's true or not, I can never kiss and tell," kept the rumor mill running. Both players also consistently denied that Braxton was the cause of the rift. Jackson stated, "I don't know how many times we have to say it, it's never happened. It's ridiculous." Kidd also denied any personal involvement, saying, "I've never met her." In 2015, the third J, Jamal Mashburn, attempted to set the record straight about the Kidd-Braxton love triangle. "She definitely cost me relationships with Jimmy Jackson and Jason Kidd. She's a beautiful woman, but I think it did cost us because of egos, being so young, not having a lot of direction and leadership on the Dallas Mavericks at that particular time," he said during the interview. A few months later, in November 2015, Jimmy Jackson appeared on The Herd with Colin Cowherd and reflected on how some NBA players ruined their careers by getting caught up in the nightlife and chasing women.
I won't mention them, but it's been guys that couldn't let it go.
Addicted to
Just going out and just the nightlife.
He said on the show, Jimmy would return to The Herd show a few months later to say that Braxton did not interfere with his relationship with Kidd.
Nothing. That's the beauty of it. So they always talk about this Toni Braxton thing. I sit there and laugh about it. And I wish it would. If it would have happened, I would have had more meat to it. I could have really patted myself on the chest and on my back and say, yeah, it really did happen, but it didn't.
Though Kidd and Jackson's relationship crumbled due to a love triangle, another NBA player became notorious for even more widespread drama involving multiple teammates: Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was also known as one of the NBA's wildest personalities, both on and off the court, like sleeping with Madonna. During his appearance in Season 7 of The Surreal Life at VH1, Rodman recounted a wild story of one of his teammates allegedly sleeping with one of his ex-wives. To make matters worse, he had to go and play a championship game with that teammate that very night. In a 2023 interview with DJ Vlad, he also talked about the cheating incident.
Well, she was doing that, but guess what? We moved past it and stuff like that. We broke bread and stuff like that. I said, hey, I can't do anything about that. Guess what? But I had to go play a game that night. We won and stuff like that. So anyway, I think Chuck Daly felt so bad for me.
Here's the thing about Dennis Rodman. Me personally, I believe back in the 90s, since it's so big and now he's considered an icon and everything like that, I believe he made more money on the way on how he presented himself more than NBA money. Like if Dennis Rodman was in our era right now, he would be making more money than that three-peat that he did in the Bulls. maybe his whole entire NBA career.
Cut him from the team.
I
While
personally
Rodman
believe
never
that.
revealed which ex-wife did it, the 5-time NBA championship winner was only
But
married thrice
he
to
was
Ann
definitely
Gates in
more
1992,
famous off
Carmen
of
Electra,
his
and Michelle Moyer
image
well after
more
the
than
early
he was as the
1990s.
basketball
So if
player.
the suicide attempt was in 1993, you can do the math. As to which Pistons teammate slept with his ex-wife, Rodman didn't leave much to speculation. The only detail he provided to DJ Vlad was that it was someone cut by Chuck Daly. It's unclear, however, when that teammate was cut or when the cheating incident happened. Meanwhile, the basketballer has a history of sleeping with several of his fellow teammates' wives. Known for his unapologetically open lifestyle, he revealed to Oprah Winfrey that he had been with over 2,000 women, including 500 prostitutes. Rodman even recounted that he'd had...
Yo, Dennis Rodman Dennis Rodman is one of the craziest motherfuckers that I will ever know of. You know, but his image was well, I don't want to really say appreciated, but yeah, okay, yeah, I would say because, you know, Dennis Rodman's image was iconic and epic. Yeah, I'm gonna say it was appreciated back in the 90s, but I didn't know about this cheating scandal and everything like that. But anyway, guys, that's gonna do it. Make sure you guys go ahead and like, subscribe, hit them push notifications for us to keep going. Stay tuned on the next video, and I'm gonna keep it pushing. See you later.